All right, my man, state your name. Let them know you on Nicovelli TV.
All right, Sean Parker, shout out to Nicovelli TV.
That's what's up. So I take it as you're
everything New York.
You're Knicks fan.
That's right.
No Net fans here.
Nah, no Net fans here. No
All
Net
right.
fans here.
What do you think about the New York Knicks hiring Tim Thibodeau? Do you think it's a good move?
I mean, it's a good move. It's an improvement for what we have. But personally, I was riding for Mark Jackson.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Mark Jackson is everything New York.
All right.
Grew up in Queens, went to college in Queens, had a great New York Knicks career. You know, basically was the one for very instrumental in starting that Golden State Warrior franchise, or kind of what, you know, he laid down that blueprint.
Okay.
You know, and upper management issues happened, you know, he got released or whatever it was. And, you know, he's been doing broadcasting ever since. But I think that would have been the first choice for me personally, even though Tom Thibodeau is a good coach, you know, and I wish him much success.
Now, what do you say to the critics who say that he's going to overwork the Knicks?
Nah.
Because what he did to Minnesota.
Definitely not.
You don't think so? You don't
Nah.
think?
I mean, look.
You don't think he's a workaholic?
Well, I mean, I think he's a workaholic, but, you know, I think he's trying to plant the seeds for success, right? Because if you look at all the great players, personally, they're willing to put that little extra in. And I think Minnesota, he didn't really have them players that really was going to put that extra in. He had Jimmy Butler, I believe, who was, you know, he was a superstar, but he needed help. Him and Karl Anthony Towns, they fell out. So because they fell out, that kind of destroyed the chemistry. So I don't think Tibbs could have did anything, really. And Joakim Noah was breaking down anyway.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And the future of Kevin Knox.
Kevin Knox, I think it looks bright, man. I mean, you know, he's got the equipment. I just hope he can sort of live up to the hype. You know,
So right now he's kind of in the slums as far as the stats.
Yeah, his stats is down. He's down.
Now, do you think that has something to do with the coaches we had in the past? We had Fizdale, and then before him we had, no matter of fact, I don't think he was even with us with Jeff Hornacek.
Right, he was just with Fizdale.
Just with Fizdale.
I mean, one of those things, I think Fizdale tried to be a molder of that talent, but if he didn't like you and you got in his doghouse, you know, you was out. And I think Kevin Knox got on his bad side. So once you got on Fizd's bad side, his minutes suffered. Everything was suffering because of that. And it kind of probably got to his game psyche.
Okay. And now when we talk about Mike Miller, you know, Mike Miller came in at short notice.
Yeah.
I mean, the Knicks was already done for when he came.
Yep.
But you seen the potential in his coaching ability.
Yeah.
Do you think he's getting the short end of the stick, being that he wasn't offered the head position for the coach?
I do, but, you know, New York is one of these towns where, you know, you have to win, right? You got to show and prove. And unfortunately for him, we didn't have the right tools. I mean, he started us on the right direction, but we were still a young team. You know, NBA is stacked now. You know, we're in the league of 3 superstars damn near on every team, pretty much. So, you know, with the Knicks, we didn't have any superstars at that point. You know, we was in the absence of Melo. You know, Stat was, you know, we didn't have anything. So
okay.
We've been rebuilding ever since.
Okay. Now going back to Tim Thibodeau, they say he's a defensive coach.
Yeah.
What do that mean for the likes of a player like Frank Ntilikina? Do you think Frank Ntilikina is going to get more burn, being that he got a coach that?
It's basically the reward system. So if you're playing well, I mean, you know, we all know as fans of basketball, great defense will facilitate a good offense. And if Frank has those tools, I mean, we drafted him high. Phil Jackson clearly thought he knew what he was doing in that pick. I mean, he hasn't really lived up to it, but, you know, I'm sort of optimistic about what he can do. But I would hope his minutes do something. And if he can't do something, unfortunately, Frankie, baby, it's time to go.
It's time to go, right?
It's time to go.
Now, when we talk about the NBA draft, all right, you know, we missed out last time with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, you know. Now we got the prospects concerning the draft picks. I think we got the first 7 or something like that?
Yeah,
the first 5? Do you think it's going to make a difference?
I mean, as far as...
Like, you got Alonzo Ball?
But LaMelo, yeah. I think it'll make an impact for our team, but all the moves that we make now is for the future. None of these moves is for, you know, nobody coming out of that draft class is going to come in and, you know, deal with the likes of a LeBron, a Giannis who's hungry right now, a James Harden who's playing at the top of his game. You know, so it's still going to be a rebuilding process. I'm just hoping that we can get playoff bound.
Okay, and what do you think about that kid James Wiseman that's in the draft? Coming from Venerola or Wildcats.
Wiseman is nice.
Do you think he'll complement a player like Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah, because I think Mitch is the future. You know, he's one of the guys. I think he's one of the cornerstones. I think he's very sort of instrumental to our building of our new team. You know, I would hope Kevin Knox could sort of wake up. You know, we got RJ. So with Wiseman there, I think it would be a good compliment. That could be like a power forward center, a good strong punch.
Okay.
Make us right.
All right, and last but not least, we're gonna close out with this question. You have Julius Randle, who's been criticized for not sharing that rock. Now, you got a new coach, right? Do you think Julius Randle should be included on the roster? Should we trade him? And if not, do you think it's still going to cause cancer in the locker room between him and R.J. Barrett? Because R.J. Barrett was kind of pissed that he wasn't sharing the rock. So
I mean, unfortunately, that's Julius Randle's game. You know, he did it in L.A. with the absence of a real superstar. He was able to sort of, you know, come straight from college when he was the man. Drafted to a Laker team where he kind of thought he was the man. He went to the Pelicans. He went to the Pelicans, and once again he thought he was the man.
Right.
I don't know, you know, how well his future. I wasn't really high on picking him anyway, but he did what he did for New York.
So you think he's a stay or a go?
I'll probably say go.
A go?
If you don't if you don't sort of get with that chemistry, I would have rather kept it Morris.
Okay.
I would have rather kept Morris than keep Randle, honestly.
All right.
You know, so
and with that being said, man, I want to thank you for your time coming on Nicovelli TV, where we express the New York news. And I'm proud of you, man, because I see you New York strong.
Oh, yeah, I'm New York strong.
You hanging with dudes that don't like the Knicks, and you still keeping your... I ain't mention no names, but that's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm born and raised. I'm a Knicks fan forever, baby.
That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir.
And with that, we out. Peace.
Peace.